Hello everybody, my name is Pixie People. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the channel if you're new. And to the people returning, I would like to mention, sorry about being gone for 3 weeks. But, you know, layman's terms, I got lazy and didn't want to record. But we're moving on. Just to mention, we're at 2 away from 100 subscribers. So I would appreciate if you would subscribe if you're new here. But hopefully if you're coming back, you're already subscribed. I would hope so. And I would be nice. Anyways, enough of me talking. Let's get into the what if. So we continue our what if after Deku has just won the USJ. And, well, he's leaving the USJ, just walking down the streets to see a cursed spirit grabbing a guy's hat to tease him and scare him a little. With Deku seeing this curse as annoying and less threatening until the curse, scratches the guy on the chest, which makes him bleed, which scares the crap out of him, and he goes to run. But the cursed spirit then reveals its true form, which is a really gangly, deformed clown. At first it was just a clown, now it's like a deformed clown. And then Deku runs at it across the street to slam it into the building with his infinity, slamming him into the wall, destroying the wall, plus the clown. A little bit of a Shibuya, who cares? It's a gojo reference. Then Deku just grabs the hat from the ground after being covered in rubble, and then gives the guy his hat back with the guy thanking him, and then the guy puts his hat back on and he walks. So it's Deku back to the orphanage, back to his personal room. And then the next day, he walks back on the same street to see the cursed spirit actually under the rubble still. Him thinking he destroyed it, but the cursed spirit actually survived. So Deku crushes its head to kill it, confirming killing it. Then he gets back to school, and Aizawa explains that was also supposed to give them their internships. And so he pulls out some mail, passes out all of them to all the students. Deku gets a few amount, not a lot though, because no one liked his attitude. So Deku looks through the very small amount of mail, grabbing a particularly pretty fancy looking one with some golden cuffs attached to it with some wax. So Deku, picks out the wax to open the letter, and then pulls it out to reveal who wrote it. And it says, "From Endeavor." So Deku is a bit shocked, but then it reads, "Izuku Midoriya, I would like you to come to my agency to become stronger than what you already are. And I would like stronger sidekicks." And that is the reason Endeavor invites Deku to his agency. So Deku folds the paper back up, puts it back in the thing, walks over, and gives it to Aizawa. So Aizawa grabs it and says, "Good luck with that." Considering he already knows who gave him the mail. So Deku says, "Thanks, I'll need it," while turning around. So he sits back down until Midnight shows up to explain that she's going to give them pro hero names, or they're going to give themselves pro hero names. She explains better. Then everyone writes down on a whiteboard, and Deku, thinking really on his powers and how he acts, he gives him the title the Sorcerer, which Midnight says that the Sorcerer sounds a bit lame, so he should figure mostly just sorcerer. So Deku removes the A and says stronger sorcerer. So anyways, his name is probably real name is not sorcerer. So he sits down and watches everyone else do their names. So he walks home after the day is done, and then informs the orphanage that he's going to go on a retreat on a school assignment. So they say good luck. And then Deku walks over to the Endeavor Agency with his hero outfit in a briefcase. So Endeavor invites him in after actually one of his sidekicks, doesn't matter who, opens the door for Deku, and Deku walks in with Endeavor greeting him with a handshake. So Deku shakes his hand. Then Endeavor explains what Deku's doing, how to do here. He's going to teach Deku how to, first, he's going to learn how to be physically stronger by, getting bigger. Second, he's going to learn how to be, more like Endeavor, which Deku says he doesn't want to be, in his head, of course, because he's not going to say that to the guy's face. But he says, okay. So Endeavor then shows him around the agency and his sons, and then Deku sees Todoroki there, with Deku putting his hand up to basically say hi, with Todoroki nodding. Then we'll just cut to when the Nomus attack. So the Nomus attack, and I think you know where this goes. That the Nomu tries to punch Deku, but Deku's infinity blocks it, and then he just blues him, spinning the creature around. Then the Deku pulls out a red, smashing it into the Nomu's head, which eviscerates it, which makes the Nomu fall over dead. Then he hears a bit of clanking, pretty far in the distance. So he runs over with Endeavor and Todoroki not noticing. So Deku walks over to see the Stain. So Deku runs at him, with Stain throwing a blade at him. But of course, Infinity breaks it, and then Deku uses the broken bit of the blade to stab Stain. Then he pulls out the blade to open up Stain's guts. So Stain holds his rib after the cut, after kicking Deku away. Then he grabs the blade out and then slashes the ground, actually setting his sword ablaze, then burning the wound close. Then Deku sees Stain throw the blade, the blade that cut him, then throw 3 extra blades, with Deku blocking all 3 of them with his infinity. Then he uses blue to collect all of them, and then throw them back at him with red. So Deku sees Stain block it with his blade, really quickly. Then he goes to stab Ida, and then Deku runs over to block Ida's body with his infinity. And then Deku uses a bubble, kind of, to push Stain off, slamming him against the wall. And then Deku rushes him, using his infinity more, to slam him through the wall. Then grab Stain by the collar, pulling him over his shoulder, slamming him on the ground. Then he puts his hand up, and then sends out a red, slamming Stain even further into the ground. Then he uses blue to pick Stain up, throwing him into the air, and then Deku unconsciously does a black flash, punching Stain in the jaw, spinning with lightning and stuff spewing off him, and then he socks Stain spinning him onto the concrete, face first, sliding. Then Deku teleports onto, basically speed blitzes Stain, slaying his head even further into the ground after it's done sliding, and then keeps stomping his head until the pavement breaks, which then knocks Stain out. Then Deku, chains up Stain and picks up Ida and the native guy. So they walk out, and then with Stain, of course. Then Stain wakes up, but Deku quickly knocks him back out with a single punch. And the bird monster tries to pick up Deku, but its arms come off because Deku used blue to pull the creature's legs, which made it freak out, and then Deku shot a red at it, contorting the entire body into the red. Then a giant piece of meat dropped from the ground from the bird Nomu. Tragic considering Deku knew that guy, because he was a guy from the orphanage that got adopted by a weird shady guy with a weird suit and a big old mask over his head. So afterwards, Endeavor takes Stain into custody, and everyone's safe, and Deku just didn't get hurt at all, and Ida goes to the hospital. And then Deku just goes back to the orphanage after, because, they caught Stain or in trouble, so gotta lay low for a second. So Deku gets there and tells the orphanage that he got home early, or got back here early. So he then goes into his room, sits, and then reads the news on how the Stain villain got captured by Endeavor, with Deku being fine that this guy took his credit, that Endeavor took his credit. But anyways, that's where I'm going to leave the video for now. I mean, the what if for now. Hope you liked it. Like, subscribe, hit the post notification bells, everything, so I can stay relevant. Anyways, I'll see y'all later. Have a good day. Bye.